Today I wanted to discuss overcoming my anxiety. I've been doing a little experiment. If you're my doctor, maybe you probably shouldn't. Maybe you probably shouldn't watch, but I've been doing a little experiment where I have been not taking my medication and attempting to use breath work to prevent myself from becoming overly anxious. I haven't taken my medication in about a week, a little over a week I would say, and I have not been in a situation where I have felt like I needed to throw up or I felt like overly anxious, like I couldn't handle something. So I think that that's a pretty cool thing to finally be able to, at least so far, kind of get through things with just breath work. So the medication that I was taking is Prozac. And I take it for anxiety and depression. Mainly anxiety, but a lot of like my anxious feelings come from depressed feelings and vice versa. So that's why I take it. And typically it takes, I would say, about a month for it to leave your system. So since I have only been off for like a week or so, I'm probably still feeling the effects of the medication. So I'm still experimenting because I know that I am capable of living my life without this medication. And I've been off and on this medication since I was 16, I believe. Yeah, I was 16 when I was put on Prozac. And of course, I'm 22 now. There was about a year where I did not take it, and then I started developing really bad depression and anxiety again, which I had said in a previous video, during the time when a little bit when COVID started, and then a lot when there were more protests about Black Lives Matter and the election and everything in 2020. That was a very scary time in my mind, so I ended up getting back on the medication. And I think a lot of my anxiety and things had to do as well with a birth control that I was taking at that point. It was the Janelle pill birth control, and it caused me to have like a really high heart rate. And I think that my body in a way confused that as me being anxious, because whenever I was anxious when I was younger, I obviously had a very high heart rate. And so I think a lot of that stems from, well, I think a lot of that like anxiety during that time period stemmed from just one thing piling on top of the other. And so I was doing so good without it, and then all of a sudden it just like hit me. And so I want to see if I can try to get off of it now, and focus solely on calming myself down by using breath work and calming myself down by lowering my heart rate and stuff. I'm on a new birth control now, which I don't even want to be on birth control, but let's be honest, I don't really want a kid right now either. So I'm going to be on birth control for a little while. Anyway, I am on a new birth control now that is a lot better. And my heart rate is actually really good. My blood pressure is really good, which is fantastic because I never really had an issue with that before, and I do exercises and things to try to prevent that from happening, because a lot of people that I know in my life have high blood pressure, and I know that I know that blood pressure medication can kind of suck. So I'm trying my hardest now to prevent that from happening in the future. But yeah, so I have been doing a lot of yoga to prevent myself from becoming anxious. And I do a lot of meditation / breath work. And a lot of the time I like to do like alternate nostril breathing, except like people do it like they kind of go like here, here, up here, like that. And like you can go back and forth that way, and you're supposed to be touching your third eye. But I feel like that's too much work in my brain, so I normally just go thumb, breathe in, hold it, 1, 2, 3, like blow out. Then I let go, take this one, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and back and forth. And I like to, like I said, hold it in between. And for some reason, like, which obviously this is like the goal of it, but like it just makes me feel like I'm here. I am in this moment right now. And from looking more and more into like yoga and stuff, like yoga as in the whole concept of living a yogic lifestyle, and using your mind, body, spirit, all of it. I have noticed that like the poses and the exact methods are kind of like up to you in a way. So like, yeah, there are obviously like strict things that you should do and stuff, but like I've noticed that our bodies have limits, and they also don't want you to push past that limit. And I'm hoping at some point in the future I can really like dive into yoga and just learn all about it, because I think it's awesome. And oh my gosh, I don't even know, like I know probably like baseline, and I feel so much better all the time. So yeah, that's a big part of my life right now. I'm having so much fun doing it, and I'm also feeling so much more confident in myself. And I've noticed since I've come off of my Prozac that I have been having like vivid dreams. And I think, you know, like the concept of shadow work, where you like go into your subconscious basically and like ask yourself like, what is bothering me? That like kind of concept. And you go through all of it, you ask yourself a series of questions, you write down your results. I've been doing that just sleeping, and like it's so awesome. I don't know why, I just felt like I was gonna start crying. It's so awesome to me because like I'm witnessing what is truly like down deep in my brain, and like what has probably been bothering me for a long time that I didn't notice because I was focusing too much on what other people thought and not enough on what I thought. And so I've just like, I have been able to come to terms with a lot of issues that I've had in my life, with a lot of people that I've had in my life, and it's really just a cool experience to sit back and realize like, hey, this is what's been bothering me and I need to talk about it, even if it's just writing it down. I need to get it out of my head and into this space so that I can analyze it and get rid of it. And that's really just a cool thing. Journaling, it might sound like cliche because they always say like, oh, well, if you have problems, you should like journal about it. But it's such an awesome tool to have, like, because you don't have to write in it every day. You don't have to it doesn't have to be like perfect. Nobody else is going to read it. No one else is going to read it. So like write what you are feeling in that moment, and it helps to get it out of your head. Once you see it on the paper, you're like, okay, this problem is not as big as I thought it was. I can get through this. So at a certain point in time in my life, I was like Googling, I don't know, does anyone else do this? I like, if I have a problem, I like Google it to see what other people have done or what they suggest if they've ever been through that problem before. So I do that with a lot of things, and one of the things that I did that I Googled was like how to live a more productive life, or how to feel more productive, or how to clear your mind, things like that. And I would like do that again and again and again. I would find these videos that were really informative and really great, and one thing that they always talked about was journaling. And like, I was like, I don't want to journal. That's like so cheesy. Why would I journal? Like, I don't need to journal. But I started, and it honestly has made such a difference. And I don't journal every day, just throwing that out there. So here's like, this is like the least personal page that I have in here. But I have just like a spread of like things that I would like to have, and then I have things that I think are pretty that like in the future at some point I would like to wear. After that, talked about like how these things would make me feel and how I feel right now, and I write about like little experiences that made me feel more confident in myself. I said something, I guess this day I was mad at like men, which is like a common theme right now. I get really frustrated with men. Anyway, I said something, I said something like, men are not the enemy, but I still need to be guarded around them. They only think with their, I'm sure you can fill in the blank. In those moments, I remember feeling that way and feeling frustrated and just like throwing that down. I have written out some things that talk about like my current emotions, frustrations, and what's causing my brain to fog up, like what I'm thinking excessively about that I need to like denounce and get out of my way. Also, I wanted to talk really quick. This morning I was taking a shower, because I take my showers in the morning, and I was shaving and I sliced my leg like really badly. And I'm not gonna show like what it looks like, but I will show you what Dr. William fixed me up with. It's a menstrual pad because it was bleeding so bad, with some band-aids stuck to the sides to keep it from falling off. And then I put toilet paper over top of it to prevent it from sticking to my pants. It's like really awful, and also I cut my toes, so that sucks. But yeah, it's like really awful looking, but like, I don't know, it worked. 99% of me doesn't want to shave ever again, but there's this 1% of me that is like, no, shave. I'm lost. I don't know what to do, because I like my legs being shaved, but I don't like cutting myself like that. I don't know. It was really bad. I think I need to look into like, okay, so I normally use conditioner. I put like our conditioner on my leg, or like wherever I'm shaving, and I use that as like a shaving cream, but I think I need to like actually get shaving cream, because I don't think that would have happened had I actually like taken care of them. So yeah.
1, 2, 3, funk it.